Silly Trucker here again with another video. Got a little bit of a layover here in Michigan before I drop my next load and then pick up the one after it. So what I thought I'd do is show you the inside of this tractor here. And keep in mind, this tractor is a fleet tractor, like to call them. The big companies have, these tractors. They buy them by the the thousands or the hundreds or the dozens, depending on how big the company is. But they're made in mass, and they're cookie cutter design. So they're really basic. There's not a lot to them. But starting here, over on the steering wheel, we got the controls for the cruise control. And over here on this side, this is an intermittent marker for the lights on the trailer. And if you want to signal somebody behind you, thank them for flashing their lights to let you know that you're clear and you can go past, you can push this button and it turns the lights on the trailer on and off. This is controls for this screen down here. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a screen down here. This is control for that. It doesn't work while you're going down the road, but that's what that is. Right here, we have the controls for the jake brake and the transmission. This is an automatic truck, so I've got neutral and push it forward. You got drive, reverse is back this way. You want to turn the engine brake on all the way up, like it is now, is turned off. And first position down is a little bit of brake. Second position down is a little bit more, and third position down is the most brake. Maybe I'll do a separate video on the actual engine brake on how it works, what it is. It's kind of complicated right now, but okay, over here we've got a tachometer, engine RPMs, and this is the water temperature to the engine. In the middle, this is the screen. It's like an information center. It's blank now because the truck's been sitting for a while. Down here I've got my fuel gauge and also the gauge for my diesel exhaust fluid is there too. Right here is a speedometer and oil pressure. Up here we've got both the primary and secondary air tanks, how much pressure you got on there. Up here is my personal GPS, one I bought for myself in case I have a problem with the one that the company provides, which I'll show you here in a minute. Down here, this is just a dimmer for the control console, this panel here, how bright the lights you want. This is just a four-way flashers. Right here, this is controls for defroster on my main mirror over here. The big mirror right there, it's got a defroster on it, and that's how you turn it on and off. Right here, I gotta figure it out. Right here, this is a manual control for the regen filter, or regen system to regenerate the engine. That's kind of complicated too. Maybe I'll do another video on that one too. This is an override for the engine. It's an automatic shutdown. This right here is it's for the traction control. You can turn it on and off. I leave it on automatic. This is a hill assist. It brakes if you start to roll back downhill. I leave that on automatic as well. Right here, this is the same as this right here. You can do it right here as well. And that's just a light switch for the main light and the sleeper. This is a utility light that's outside the truck, so if you're changing trailers, you can see a little bit. It helps a little bit. A lot of people will add extra lights to this switch, but like I said, this is a company truck, so all it's got is what came with it. Over here you've got the air conditioning, heating controls, just like on a car. Down here we've got two switches for my differential, where you can lock them up or keep them open. So if you start, you get stuck in the snow, you can lock them so they don't work in an automatic mode. Right here, this is part of the on-guard automated braking system. And it's just a display. It also will give you warning signals It'll show you how close the vehicle in front of you is. Right here we've got the fifth wheel lock release. So if you want to change trailers, once you're in the parking space of the trailer, you pull this and it releases the lock. There's also a manual release underneath the trailer too, at the fifth wheel itself. Right here, this will lower the back of the vehicle. It'll empty the airbags that are on the drive tandems, and it'll lower the vehicle. So after you release the brake, you can hit that, it'll lower the vehicle, and you can easily pull out from under it. This is a trailer brake, trolley brake, whatever you want to call it. This is only to be used in an emergency because, if I lose my foot brake, the brake down there, yeah, I'm going to use it, but all that weight, the whole weight of the entire truck just being stopped by the trailer brakes, you can set the trailer brakes on fire. So you have to be very careful using this. Right here, we've got the parking brakes for the trailer and for the tractor itself. That's just a Sirius XM radio that came with the truck. This right here is a pretty handy little thing that this is the first company I've seen that's had this. What it does is, if you're on level ground, you can push this enter button and it'll tell you how much weight you have on your steer axles, which is your front two tires, and your drive axles, which is the tires that are attached to the engine. It won't tell you how much weight is on the trailer, but if you got your documentation and it's right, if the documentation is correct, they got the right weight, you can just you can tell if you got more than 34,000 pounds on your drive tandems, and you need to move the trailer tandems a little bit to adjust that. That's something else I might do in another video, the way you can adjust your weight for your load. But here's my comm unit. This right now, I've got it set. This is my logs. I've been off duty for like almost 3 hours now. And this is also how I communicate with the company. And also, this is a company navigation. This is a navigation as well. So if I have that's why I've got this backup one over here, in case something happens to this one, because this one crashes a lot because it's plugged into a network of about a gazillion other computers, and not literally a gazillion, but it's hooked into a network which has problems sometimes. But anyway, that's all of that. Up here, this is a camera. It's got a camera that points out, it's got a camera that points back towards me. But this curtain right here will come all the way over and cover that camera up. So if I'm in the sleeper, I can just, nobody see nothing. That camera's always on it might not be on when the truck is turned off, but it's always on when the truck is turned on. Up here we have my Easy Pass and my Best Pass. That's for electronic tolling at toll booths, turnpikes and stuff. Also on my comm unit, it's also hooked into a network where I can get bypasses from weight stations. Sometimes if the load has been reported on a network for a long enough period of time, it'll know the information is out there, so it can be had by the federal motor carriers, and the DOT will have it too. And also, there's also weight and motion on the interstate now. So if you're really light, it'll know that while you're just going down the interstate at regular speed, and it'll bypass you from the scale. But I think that's about it. Like I said, this is a pretty basic setup. You see that tractor right there, that red tractor, that really nice long nose? Not this one, but that one. That one right there, I believe, is owned by an individual. So if you was to go and look in his tractor, look on his console, he would have a whole lot more switches and knobs and stuff, and definitely a lot more gauges too. That's just the way some of the trucks are set up differently, but this is what you're going to find. This setup here is what you're going to find in pretty much all of these large companies that have this type of tractor. It's, like I said, just a basic design. Okay, well, that's about it. WW Solar Trucker out.